Hi everyone, it's Lynn here, and I am excited to unveil our next kit of the month for November 2022, which is Christmas Story. Traditional Christmas colors, style, but it has so much that I enjoyed creating with. And you know what was surprising to me is I didn't really love it in the catalog. And I know that sometimes you feel the same way. You're looking at the catalog and you're like, not really working for me. But you know what? When you start to play with it and you have the products in your hand and you can see the colors and how they work together, boy, oh boy, close to my heart, hit it out of the ballpark when coordinating these papers and colors. So let's take a look at the products that I'll be using for Christmas. This is the beautiful workshop kit for Christmas Story, which I always use because you have the most value and it saves you so much time. There are 5 sheets of coordinating cardstock. You're going to get 3 black, a mink, and a scarlet. You also get all the pattern paper, the sticker sheet, 3 exclusive sheets of pattern paper, so you can't get those anywhere else, as well as 3 sheets of punch outs. Also another exclusive item you cannot purchase anywhere else. Punch outs save us so much time from Cricut cutting and thin cutting and fussy cutting that you'll definitely want the workshop kit. Included are 2 more exclusive products, which are these die cut pieces that are done in a wood tone as well as a gold glitter. So they're really nice to work with. Now this is the paper pack, the coordinating paper pack with the sticker sheet. So let's take a closer look at the patterns. Here you can see this is one side and this is the opposite side. And I love the zip strip. The zip strip will be used on a set of the pages. And I'm actually using both these patterns on different layouts to show you how versatile this kit really is. I'm a plaid person. I love stripes. I love plaids. And then you have this muted mink pattern, which is very soft and subtle. And it's so pretty how they work in this kit. But that stripe, oh my goodness, I love that stripe. And that was like nostalgic for me to use that, and I hope you love what I've created with these pieces of paper for the artwork. Now look at that beautiful sticker sheet. There are these beautiful poinsettias and also many of the stickers like our Christmas Story, the stocking saying, and these little pieces on the labels are in a gold metallic, so they add a little pop and color and brightness. We have the Nutcracker. This is really a great sticker collection. Now, coordinating cardstock, in order for me to get those 10 pages and to actually, build upon our layouts with those beautiful photo mats that make our photos pop, we are using more paper. So you don't want to get the cardstock one. You want to get the custom 12 cardstock because I did not use the toffee. You get 3 in black in the kit, and we're going to work with that. But you need 4 or more French vanilla, 4 mink or more if you decide to do the cards, 2 scarlet, and 2 pine. So you can always pick another color if you have some of this in your stash, or ask me if you have any questions and you're not sure. Picture My Life cards are pocket cards that fill a 4x6 or a 3x4 pocket page or photo slot. But what I love to do is use them for journaling cards as well as fussy cutting some of the pieces. Now this poinsettia one, I am using a lot of these little ones, but if you flipped it over, there's a big poinsettia in the middle. So I'm going to show you how to fussy cut this one to get as much as we can out of it. So many of these Picture My Life cards are just great for texture, journaling, and added embellishment. Now this is the Christmas Story embellishment pack, and you'll see there's a lot in here, and I wanted to use it because it really shows you how versatile this pack can be. There is gold glitter ornaments and other stars and tags and things like that. I love these pine sprigs. I could just get a whole pack of that on its own. But you have these titles that actually layer on top of each other, and then you have all this bright, so you have paperboard in red, black, and green, and white acrylics, and then the gold metallic. This is something that we are using on our layouts, but you can also add them to cards. Pine glitter. Pine glitter, this pine color is just so subtle, but yet adds just a pop of color on the layouts. You know I love to use slivers of this color, but I will be using it with the card kit as well. Mix-ins. Mix-ins just work so well by adding them in and mixing up the papers a little bit with an added, I don't know, like an added plus to our designs, which gives you more chances to have fun with it. Now, if you've purchased this with freshly baked, you're good to go. You don't need any more. We're going to be using a little bit of the gray, a little bit of the wood, and the red stripe over here. This is the Christmas Story scrapbooking stamp and thin cut set. That tree is so pretty. It's large. It's about a 4x5. And you can see you have the thin cut, that's the tree, the base, and the star. I've really enjoyed playing with this, and Christmas gets stamped together, and I'll be doing it where we're using watercolor pencils to color it in. Now, this right here is a popcorn style border. Now, you could use it as a garland on your tree, but then you'd have to fussy cut that, and I just didn't feel like using it. So let me show you in the artwork how I decided to use that stamp set. When it comes to inks, many of you already have these colors now: pine, scarlet, honey butter, and toffee. The gilt gloss spray is something that many of you already own, so just dust it off, spray it, and use it on a few of these pages. Watercolor pencils is another item that most of you own because we've been coloring in some images over the past couple of months, and it's just a great way to show you how you can use these to color in the word Christmas. This time I did use a water brush to add a little bit more color to the watercoloring pencil process. Now, these are our new gold paint pens. I did not have this in my stash when I created it. I grabbed one of mine from the previous catalog and used it, and it worked fine. But if you want to try this, this is sold in a 3-pen set of gold where you have a fine point, a bullet point, and a chisel. These are great for adding borders, stitching lines, drawing lines like a string for an ornament. You can use it on a Christmas card, and you can also write with it and you sign your name for a card. Now, when it comes to that Christmas tree, think about how you like to embellish it. Do you want to use gems, dots, stickles, liquid pearls, or sequins? The sky is the limit, so pick and choose what is really your comfort zone when you want to trim a tree. Do you want to do one color, 2 colors? In my family, Rick loves having color. He likes having different colors on a tree. So here you can see I use liquid pearls, but rather than make them into beads, I just puddled it and used the point of it to make a little circle and filled it in. And it's okay that they're not perfect. They're not supposed to be. It's a craft. It's not about perfection, but it gives you an idea that you can still see the shimmer inside a liquid pearl. Stickles is another great way to go, where you can have a glistening ball on your Christmas tree and use different colors. Are you excited to look at the artwork? Well, we are going to be creating 8 pages plus a set of bonus pages. So let's take a close-up of the artwork. This is layout 1, or pages 1 and 2, and I just love the way this came together using the exclusive paper that is sold in the kit, as well as the beautiful stickers. You can see the poinsettia, our Christmas story with that gold metallic look to it really pops. I'm making my own little presents, and it's just so pretty. Here you can see how that black holiday paper really pops on this, and the red stripe is from the mix-ins. So pretty. And you'll see this is just some of the close-ups of what you can do with the stickers and the embellishments, the presents. Now I'm also adding an 8x12 flip flap. So here you can see the 8x12 flip flap. That's the front side. And I forgot to mention in the products that I am using the large bow thin cut. And here you can see it on the back of that 8x12 flip flap. It's really cute. It made an adorable bow for a present, a great way to showcase your holiday photos and family memories. Love the Oh What Fun. I put a little bit of white daisy paper or French vanilla paper behind that. But this sticker is gorgeous. But you can see behind here, I used my fussy cutting of some of the other poinsettias in the PML cards to really stretch that paper and that look. beautiful stamp set that we're going to be using on pages 3 and 4. So here you can see I actually stamped it on Mink, and I kind of like that, and I changed it up and I used the plaid up here. And then you have your nice little cluster of embellishments with presents. Now I personally added a little bit of a leaf. That's optional for you. If you have a thin cut, use it. If not, don't worry about it. So let's show you the close-up of all of the details. So here I used the stars this time that came in the kit on the trees. But I also added the 4x4 pocket plus page. So these are all 4x4s. So this would work so well in between those two pages to even hold more photos. So you have the front and the back. Now here's pages 5 and 6. Now this is designed by Close to My Heart, and I thought it was a great layout. I modified it a little bit. Here is where you can see we used the gold gilt to change the color, and we sponged it on this area up here. You can also spray a little bit more if you'd like on some of the red paper or the gray paper. I chose to keep it clean. I like that look. Here is where I used the gold metallic marker. So I just used it in little spots. Oh, and I did add that gold. So you can hardly see it, but to a lot of these little embellishments, I just dotted a little bit more gold, and it really added just a little subtle look. So now you can see how I drew a line with the gold metallic, and you have these nice little wood pieces with the gems inside. I'll show you here. Here's where I sprayed a little bit of that gold right here on that tag. So that's what I mean. It's so optional for you. I sprayed a little bit of the gold right here on the journaling piece as well. Now here's the next set of pages, and this is what I mean. I loved that stripe paper, and I'm using the scallop wood tone brown look that came as the punch out. The all is bright is some of the extra accessories, and you can see what I've done here. I just think it's so pretty. But did you notice the bottom, the popcorn? So that's toffee, and then you have scarlet ink. Close-up of some of the embellishments. So that all is bright. That's red paperboard. That's die cut for you already. You just glue it right to on top of the white acrylic. The Merry Christmas is also a white acrylic. So you have so many different pieces in here, but they're so pretty with this kit. I love that the large bow has this stitching line as well. These large bows could also be added to your regular presents that you give. So pull out your stash, make some bows, and put them on top of your own presents. Now, here's another pocket plus, and I really did keep it simple. I'm using a Picture My Life card here, and I did not add any cardstock here because you should use the colors that speak to you, whether it's scarlet, it's pine, it's toffee, it's gray, it's black, French vanilla. What do you want to use to mat your photos? And that's what you should put in the pockets. That's the back side, and I do like to add a little bit more journaling, but you could also cover that up with a photo if you weren't into journaling. Now, this is the bonus layout, pages 9 and 10. So you can see right here how pretty they are, and I used that tree again. And this is where I'm using stickles, or you could use liquid pearls. Pick the gems of your choice to trim your own tree. But a merry little is stamped. The star is stamped, and I used some clear stickles to color the star in a little bit. Here is the pine glitter paper, the Mix-Ins gray, and then stamped the Christmas, which is colored in with watercolor pencils and a little bit of watercolor brush to smooth it out a little bit. Really so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, these are the extra little pine sprigs that I told you I could use a whole bag of those. I love them. Now you can see that popcorn along the bottom. That's stamped in pine and scarlet. Here's your tree, stickles. And there's the Merry Christmas that is stamped in pine and then colored in with watercolor pencils and a water brush. Now let's talk about the card kit that I've created. This really appealed to me in the catalog. This is Christmas Story card making stamp set with thin cut. Now these messages up here all have thin cuts, the holly, the pine cone, as well as the wreath. And I have to tell you, what I love about the wreath is that once you find the point, it works no matter how many ways you turn it. They all work. It's all designed to be identical around it, so it makes it super easy to stamp. I'm using pine, scarlet, toffee, espresso, and mink, and many of you already own these colors. I'm adding a little bit of gold shimmer brushing. You're going to love the carnation red liquid pearls to do the little berries on the wreath, and it's super easy. Gold thread, gold gems. I don't think I use gold gems, but you will definitely need the cards. You can make 24 to 48 cards with the kit that I've put together. So here's card number 1. So you can see I'm using the striped paper. You're going to get 24 of these cards out of one paper pack, or you could just use half a paper pack. One sheet will give you 12 cards. The pine glitter. Now you can see how I stamped the wreath, and then you can see the liquid pearl pieces right here, little berries on here. So this is stamped and this is stamped. Now I'm using the toffee, and then rolling it in espresso for that fun look on there. Do you see the splatter in the background? That is using the gold shimmer brush on top of the card to give it that little extra detail look without adding a lot of color. And Season's Greetings is stamped in pine. The next card is really fun too. I really had fun playing around with the grays this time and using that plaid and that soft, subtle mink patterned paper. We're using French vanilla cardstock. Everything is stamped in pine and scarlet. You can also use candy apple. This time I used mink and espresso to stamp the pine cones, and I used silver thread instead of gold. So that's something you can think about. And I'm adding that mink paper as well. Love that. So you can get 6 to 12 cards, depending if you want to use half a paper pack or a full paper pack. And lastly, card number 3 is using that black holiday paper, pine glitter, and I use the background elements stamp set, or you can use any kind of stamp you want. And I also use sage here, but you could use mink, you could use second generation pine, but many of you already own sage, and I just like that look along the bottom. And you can see the red carnation is done again with the berries. You could easily add a little bit of shimmer. I know you can't see it here, but I did do it on the holly and a little bit on the berries just for a touch of shimmer. This is the background element stamp set, and this one up here is the stamp that I used, and some of you already have this stamp set, so check your stash. And once again, this is what the cards look like. So you could make 6 to 12, 12 to 24, and 6 to 12 cards. Now to me, that's a home run. When you want to make a bunch of cards to make about 50 cards using one paper pack, come on, that's great. All of the details with the cardstock that you need will be on the shopping list, so you know exactly what you need to purchase. But if you ever have any questions, I'm always here for you, so please let me know.